redfish Algiers. And, you know, I'm from Algiers, which is the west bank side of the Mississippi River, from the city of New Orleans. And you know what I love about this dish when I created it is I took the 3 best things I love most about growing up. First of all is my mother's recipe for andouille sausage jambalaya right here. Next up is crawfish, because, you know, when I was a kid, man, we had a lot of canals and trenches behind my house. So when me and my cousin were like 10 years old, we had our own pirogues, and we used to catch our own crawfish and sell them to people and boil them. And then redfish, man, because redfish is indigenous to the state of Louisiana, and I grew up catching redfish. So I put the 3 things I love most about my youth in one dish, and I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to bring it to you right now. Y'all better pay attention right here. You got to pay close attention. Okay, guys, now here we go. And you know what's funny with cooking is sometimes it's not always the recipe, but sometimes it's the process of how you do things that make it good. You know, I mean, because you can give some people the same recipe and they come up with different things or the same ingredients. So it's the process. So I'm going to show you the process of how I do this. And the way I started off, guys, is we're going to do a little redfish. I'm going to kick that on. And if you notice, I've got a cast iron skillet right here. And I learned this from my mother and my grandmother. When we want to blacken in things, anything we're blackening, we're going to use a cast iron skillet. So when you come to my restaurant, we've got big old cast iron skillets. In fact, Willingham, I got one so big I might be able to cook you in that son of a gun. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we use cast iron skillets here in the restaurant because that's how you get the real authentic blackening. And that's what's so important. You know, just the other day, I had a guy here from out of town, and he stopped me and said, "Man, that's the best blackened fish I ever ate." And I said, "Yeah, I know that. Dude, you kidding me? You ain't telling me something I don't know." All right, guys, so we're going to get this hot. And, you know, what I'm doing for y'all right now is actually, because I didn't know how many people like the spice tonight or not, so we're doing what we call bronze redfish tonight for y'all to enjoy. Or we can call it skinny blackened, however you want to call it. And what we did was we took a wonderful piece of redfish from Matt Willingham Seafood over there. And so we got some fresh redfish right here. And when we do it bronze or we do it skinny, we don't coat it. Like normally we would coat this both sides for blackening, but we kind of just dust it a little bit. So it's got that flavor, but it's a little healthier, okay? So we're going to drop this in here and get this cooking for you, okay? And now while this is heating up and while this is cooking, we're going to put together my redfish Algiers sauce, okay? And basically it's a crawfish cream sauce. And once again, you know, sometimes simple is better. We're going to go ahead and kick on this burner right here. Oh, yeah, we cooking now. All right. Aye. Oh, man, they got it. They got it. I love it. Man, y'all make me feel right at home up in here. All right, here we go. So we're going to start off with a little garlic butter. And we pre-blend this here at the restaurant. We use it on oysters and all kinds of things. But basically, it's just a blended garlic butter, okay? All right, we're going to get that going a little bit right here. All right, get enough of it in there for us. Aye, there we go. Hey, on cue. All right, and then, believe it or not, what we're going to do is we're going to add a little heavy cream, okay? And it's 50-50. On this dish, it's 50-50 heavy cream and garlic butter, okay? And so basically, we're just going to whisk this together, and we're going to just start cooking it down, okay? And we're just going to start cooking it down. In fact, we're going to cut it back a little bit. All right? And just like so. Fantastic. See, these things get really hot really quick. Now I'm going to come over here. Boy, look, it's looking good over here. I'm going to flip that fish for you. Oh, yeah, baby. We in business there. Okay, guys, now what we're going to do is once the sauce starts to blend together or come together, okay, we're going to add our crawfish, okay? Some fresh Louisiana crawfish tails in the house. Blend these together. Let these get hot together. Let these get going together, which will bring the flavor of the crawfish into the dish. Okay. All right. All right. Now we're going to add a little bit of liquid crab ball. Okay. And that's how I get that crawfish crab ball feeling and taste to this dish. But you got to be careful because the liquid crab ball is very concentrated. Just a little dash will do you. If you like it hotter, you put a little more on that. That's all. All right. Now we're gonna do some of my Tony seasoning right here, a little Cajun seasoning of choice. All right. Then we're gonna add some of our blackened seasoning, which we had on our fish that we started with. Okay, which kind of brings it together. Okay. And now I'm gonna show you a little trick that you can use at home And I'm going to blend this together. See how it's getting that nice Algiers color, that pink color I like. And now we cooking the Crisco. We got it rolling, okay? And so basically, there are 3 different ways you can reduce sauces, okay? And you'll learn this in culinary school, is that, first of all, you can just reduce the sauce. Cook it down, and reduce it itself. Second of all is a roux. Everybody knows what a roux is. A roux is used in dark sauces like gumbo, étouffée, Creole, okay? And then the other way is a way that a lot of y'all may not have heard of. It's called a slurry, okay? And a slurry is basically, and I'm going to show you what it is. Slurry is basically cornstarch and water, okay? And you see how it gets nice and thick like this? But you got to be careful, because if you use too much of it, it can turn the paste really quickly. But a little bit will do you, okay? And I like it because a lot of times when you're working with a cream sauce, you know how it starts to separate at some point? You get to that point where if you overheat it or you're trying to serve it and the butter separate, the oil separating from the cream and the butter, well, with a slurry, you can bring it right back. And then when you get it slurried, it'll stay there for the whole deal. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of slurry. See, I'm teaching y'all something. You know what I'm saying? There you go. A little slurry right there. Guys, now we're going to mix that up. And you see how instantly it just gets creamy and it just brought it all back together? Because I was right at that point of this sauce starting to separate. And if any of y'all have ever cooked at home, there's nothing worse than you got your dinner all prepared, you're ready to go, and the sauce is separated. Oh, my God, what do I do? Well, you listen to Chef Ernie, you make it a little slurry. You're going to be all right. All right? And now we're going to blend this together. You see how nice and pretty that is, guys? You know, it's got all the flavors of the crab boil in it. It's got the Louisiana crawfish. And now what we're going to do is, guys, now that my fish is prepared, right, we're going to plate this up for y'all. We got our nice piece of skinny black and red fish on the top like so. Doesn't that look great? Guys? And then we're going to come right over here, okay? And now I'm going to hit it with the Algiers sauce, baby. Ooh-wee! Eh là-bas! Eh là-bas! Eh là-bas! Oh, baby. Aye. You getting it now. Hey, can anybody tell me what eh là-bas means? In Cajun, it means, hey over there. Eh là-bas. There you go. There we go, guys. Now, look how great that looks. Huh? Come on, guys. Is that just beautiful or not?